and thanks for taking the time to find out a little more about the Jaguar F-Type. More than any other, this is a car that expresses exactly what Jaguar is all about. It obviously isn't the biggest selling vehicle in the range, but it is the one that sets the tone for the others, establishing a design language of sculpted bonnets with central power bulges, flared wheel arches, big front grille. The shapes you see on F-Type are echoed across the whole range. And whilst there's always a degree of subjectivity in car design, whichever angle you view this car from, it is beautiful. The LED headlights are as sleek as the rest of the car, the monogram detailing just one example of the attention given to every nuance of the design. Top-of-the-range R-Spec cars get pixel LED lights, which create a cone of shadow around other road users so as not to dazzle them, but maintain full beam illumination everywhere else for unsurpassed nighttime vision. The side profile shows off the sleek contours, flowing elegantly towards the powerful rear haunches. Deployable door handles ensure that those smooth lines are not interrupted and improve the aerodynamics. The rear frames the exhaust, chrome finished and giving fair warning of the awesome soundtrack they provide. A deployable spoiler is mounted at the back to generate downforce when you need it. The boot is actually very generous for this type of car. Obviously the convertible will lose some space to the roof, but there's space here for luggage, a set of golf clubs if we're looking for the obvious, a pushchair if you have the luckiest 2-year-old in the world. It's not an SUV. The cabin is as driver-focused as you would hope. The dashboard just wraps around the driver and concludes with this dramatic and practical grab handle. Everything is tactile, whether it's the stitched leather, the aluminium finishers, or the smooth metal of the gear shift paddles. It just feels right. 10-inch touchscreen and nav are standard, as are Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can mirror your smartphone screen and use Apple Maps or Google Maps on the main screen if you wish. The integration with your phone can be taken further with the dedicated app, which allows remote lock and unlock, export of journey logs to an Excel spreadsheet, and remote start, which allows the F-Type to securely de-ice and warm itself up ready for departure in winter, and cool itself down before you get in for your comfort in summer. Front and rear sensors and a reversing camera are standard and will help to keep the car in perfect shape. The car is really about the driving experience. Press the pulsing start button, 72 beats per minute, the resting heartbeat of a Jaguar, and the engine roars into life while the central air vent rises up. It's a great moment of theatre. On-road, the F-Type demonstrates everything that Jaguar have learned from 80 years of making cars go round corners in interesting ways. Loads of grip and plenty of feedback through the steering wheel, so you can judge how close to the limit you are. Which one to choose? Well, obviously there's a financial implication. Power costs money. But also consider what you want the car for and how you're going to drive it. If you're a very experienced driver, the top-of-the-range V8 is outstanding. Enough power to feel like you're being fired out of a cannon, whilst the all-wheel drive gives you enough control to keep it tamed to your will. Even the 450 brake horsepower V8 is a seriously quick car that won't disappoint when you push it to the limit. For most people, the 2-litre will deliver everything you want from a sports car. It's fast, feels great, and it's much easier to exploit the potential of the car whilst staying legal. It's also a lot more forgiving. You can just put your foot down and enjoy yourself. 575 brake horsepower will always need a little bit more head than heart behind the wheel. Whichever model you choose, it's one of the most consistently enjoyable driving experiences. It's a comfortable touring vehicle, but it really comes alive and shouts about it when you wake it up. The obvious competition comes from Porsche, and hand on heart, well, they make great cars, some of which go a bit quicker around the track than F-Type. But reviewers constantly agree, even if the 911 is slightly quicker, you'll have more fun in the F-Type. And isn't that what it's all about?
Standard equipment includes nav, CarPlay and Android Auto, the remote app, cruise control, virtual dials for a customizable display, a 9-speaker 380-watt Meridian stereo, heated power-adjustable sports seats in leather and suede cloth, and an electrically adjustable steering column. In an industry first, Jaguar have made ultra-wideband technology available to counter thefts relaying the key fob signal. The system precisely determines the distance between the vehicle and the key fob, and the owner will be alerted to any attempt to start the car when the key is more than 3 meters away from the vehicle, earning Thatchem's most demanding certification standard for vehicle security.
Our dynamic specification adds a switchable exhaust with a quiet mode for a more discreet departure. Wheels go from 18-inch up to 19-inch, and the R-Dynamic body kit brings a few additional flourishes to the exterior. The 300 brake horsepower has an open differential, passive suspension and twin pipes, whilst the P450 has the dynamically adjustable suspension, quad exhaust pipes and an electronic active differential to control wheel spin whilst accelerating round corners.
The new R-Dynamic Black model presents a different aesthetic, with black accents, grille and wheels, whilst the interior benefits from an ebony suede cloth headlining, monogram embroidered performance seats in smooth Windsor leather, and polished aluminium gearshift paddles. The range-topping R adds keyless entry, 20-inch wheels, a powered boot lid, heated and cooled memory seats, pixel LED headlights, and the R body kit for enhanced aero.
Thank you for spending a little time getting to know more about the Jaguar F-Type. Further information can be found on the Jaguar website or YouTube channel.